Welcome to the continuation of the story, The Little Match Girl. Please get your books on page 12 and let's begin the second part of the story, written by Hans Christian Andersen. And the little girl struck more and more matches, for she wanted to keep her granny with her. The matches blazed brighter and brighter, and her old grandmother took the little girl in her arms. Up and up and up they flew until they were with God, and who would never know hunger or cold again. So, after the first match, when she lit the first match, she saw the table laid with food. The second match, she saw a wonderful Christmas tree. And the third match, she saw the person she loved the most, but who was no more, her grandmother. Now, this little girl, she kept on striking one match after the other because she did not want to lose sight of her grandmother. And then slowly, the writer here, Hans Christian Andersen, tells us that this girl was going up into the sky slowly, higher and higher with her grandmother, to a place where there was no hunger, no cold, or any such disastrous condition. Next page. The dawn of a new year shone on a little girl with rosy cheeks who lay huddled on the steps of a house, frozen to death. With a smile on her lips, she was still holding the matches, and half a packet had been burned. She was trying to warm herself, said the people with pity. But no one knew what beautiful visions the girl had seen and how she had entered heaven with her grandmother in the joy and gladness of the new year. So with this we come to the end of this story about the little match girl. So the last part of the story tells you that when it is morning, it is dawn, and people see a small girl huddled up. You can see the picture. She's sitting on the steps of her house. Huddled means, all like that, cuddled up together, and she is no more. She has gone to heaven with her grandmother, but her physical body was on the steps of her house, cold like a block of ice. And she had almost lit half of the matches that were in the matchbox. So the people who came saw her and said that she had lit the matches to keep herself warm. But the truth behind this was that the little girl kept on striking one match after the other because she did not want to lose the vision of her grandmother. And of course, her grandmother took her up above to the heavens, where there was no hunger or no cold. So now I hope you've understood the lesson and enjoyed listening to the story. Please do read the lesson very, very carefully. Now, of course, coming to the moral of the story, it is just this. We are fortunate to have everything in life, whether it is food, clothes, shelter, money, friends, family, parents, grandparents. But there are many people like us who have some of these things or who have none of them. Some people don't have homes. Some people don't have food. They are not able to eat even one square meal a day. Some people have no place to go as home. Some people don't have parents. Some children don't have parents. Some parents don't have children, and so on and so forth. Some are sick for a long time and in the hospital. Some are lying down with a broken spinal cord, broken arm, broken leg. Some are born blind. So some are very unfortunate than what we are. As we know, it's our duty to help the less fortunate ones in society. That means help those who are in need. It is not enough to help those who don't need help. The sick need our help. The poor need our help. The old need our help. And that is where we have to go in. Not to go in, it's not necessary that you go and give your best friend who is a very rich person a lot of sweets on her birthday, or a very costly gift on his or her birthday. Rather, you can go to an orphanage and distribute some sweets on your birthday to the poor orphan children, and that would be a good deed from your side. Thank you. Now let's go on to the exercises. Fill in the blanks. Try not to look back at the story. 1. The little girl walked in the bitter cold and gathering darkness. 2. The wind came in through the broken roof and broken walls. 3. The little girl felt she was sitting in front of a lovely warm stove. 4. She could clearly see a table laid with beautiful china and a white tablecloth and spotless white napkins. 5. It was a beautiful Christmas tree full of presents. 6. Next to the tree stood her own dear grandmother. 7. Up and up they flew until they were with God. 8. She was trying to warm herself, said the people with pity. Now coming to the questions. What was special about the bitterly cold evening? Now it was the last day of the year, that is, it was New Year's Eve, and that was special about that cold evening. 2. Who wasn't happy and warm that New Year's Eve? The little match girl. She was neither happy nor warm on that New Year's Eve. 3. What was the little girl selling? Had she sold anything? The little girl was selling matchboxes, but unfortunately that day she had not sold even one matchbox. 4th one. Why did she go home in the evening? She did not go home because she was scared that she would get a spanking or a beating from her father, as not even one matchbox was sold out. What happened when she struck the first match? Now when she struck the first match, she saw a table with a very clean tablecloth, white tablecloth, spotless white napkins, and a table laid out with a lot of goodies and delicious food for her to eat. Next one. 6th one. What did she see when she struck the second and the third matches? Now when she struck the second match, she saw a beautifully decorated Christmas tree with a lot of presents at the bottom of the Christmas tree. And then when she struck the third matchstick, she saw the vision of her grandmother who had come to visit her. And she was very happy because that was the only person that she had loved the most. 7. Why did the girl keep striking the matches? Now this little girl, she kept on lighting one match after the other because she did not want to lose her grandmother. She had lost the food laid out on the table. She had lost the Christmas tree. So now she did not want to lose her grandmother. So she kept lighting one match after the other. Next one. What happened to the little girl before the day dawned? Now before the day dawned, it so happened that the little girl was taken to heaven with her grandmother. 9. What did passers-by say about the poor frozen girl? Did they know what she had seen? Now, the passers-by, when they saw this little match girl huddled on the steps of her house, cold, they only said that she died of the cold and she had lit matches one after the other to keep herself warm. The passers-by or the strangers who came to see this little girl did not know or were not aware of the visions that this girl had seen. She had seen the beautiful vision of a table laid with rich food, a beautiful Christmas tree with presents, and her grandmother who had come to take her to heaven. So this vision was only seen by the girl and not by the passers-by, and they did not even know that this little girl had seen all this. Now coming to HOTS. What is the theme of this story? As I told you, the theme of this story is just to help others. There are many people who are not as fortunate as we are. As I told you in the last part of the lesson, many are not fortunate to have good homes, good food, good clothes, good shelter, or even go to a good school, or have enough money at home, or live in good houses. Some are orphans. Some don't have parents, and some parents don't have children, vice versa. So we need to be thankful for whatever we have, and of course we need to help others who are in need. So we should always try to help, reach out and help the ones who are not as fortunate or as lucky as we are. Second one, think of a different ending to the story and tell the class about it. Now, a different ending could be that this girl sells the matchbox and she gets some money and goes home, and her father makes a dinner that is just good enough for that night. So you can change the story as per your wish, but the original story remains there because it's a world famous story and has touched many hearts across the world. Next one, vocabulary. Circle the correctly spelled word in each group. Number one, stationery. It is the first word, A-R-Y, stationery. Second one, dictionary. It is the last one, D-I-C-T-I-O-N-A-R-Y, dictionary. Third one, memory, M-E-M-O-R-Y. Fourth one, surgery, S-U-R-G-E-R-Y. Fifth one, slippery, S-L-I-P-P-E-R-Y, slippery. Listening and speaking, page 15. Do you think it's important to have table manners? Yes, of course, it's very important to have table manners and behave very decently on the table. Like not to put your hands into all the food that is kept on the table, not to stand on the table and eat, not to shout. So you have to learn table manners. It's very, very important. Language and grammar. Now here we are coming to the different types of sentences. Statement, question, exclamation, command and request. It was an interesting movie. That is a statement. It has only a full stop. A statement begins with a capital letter, the first word of course in all, but ends with a full stop. A question, as said, it ends with a question mark. Was it an interesting movie? What is your name? How old are you? These are all questions. What an interesting movie is an exclamation, and it ends with an exclamatory mark. Oh, how sad! That's an exclamation. So you end with an exclamatory mark. Don't talk about movies. Don't talk about movies. It ends with a full stop, but it is a command. Like I say, stand up. Please keep quiet. These are all commands and ends with a full stop. Please don't talk about movies. It is a request. Please don't shout. Please sit down. May I go to the washroom? That is a request, but with a question mark. Then I can say, can I have your pencil? That is a request, but with a question mark. That is the difference. But when you are saying, please give me your color pencils. Please give me a slice of cake. So that is a request. Remember, a statement, a command and a request end with a full stop. But when we say, can I, that is a request, but there when you say, can I or may I, it comes with a question mark and not a full stop. A question ends with a question mark and exclamation ends with an exclamation mark. Rewrite each of these sentences with an appropriate punctuation mark. A full stop, a question mark or an exclamation mark. May I come in please? As I said, may I come in please? It is a request, but when you use may I, you have to put a question mark. What a surprise! Exclamatory mark. How cold it is! Exclamatory mark. It is very cold in Delhi. Statement. Full stop. Do you like coffee? Question mark. It is very dusty in Rajasthan. statement, so it's a full stop. Next page, B. Change each of these sentences into a polite question, not a command, into a polite question. I want to speak to you for a few minutes. May I speak to you for 5 minutes, please? And after please, put a question mark. I want another ice cream. Can I have another ice cream? Then question mark. Pass me the pickle. May I have the pickle? Question mark. Hold this bag for me. Can you hold this bag for me, please? Question mark. Turn off the lights. Can you please turn off the lights? End with a question mark. Read the following. In a negative sentence, only one negative is used. 2 negatives make an affirmative. That means it makes a positive. For example, he is unable to do this work. Unable is the opposite of able. That means he is not able to do this work. The above sentence is a negative sentence, but if we also use not, it becomes affirmative. So when we say he is unable, that means he is not able to do this work, it is a negative sentence. But when you add a not, it becomes affirmative. He is unable to do this work. He is not able to do this work. He is not unable to do this work. So the first sentence you see, he is unable to do this work. That means he cannot do this. The opposite of able is unable. That means he is not able to do this. Second part, he is not unable to do this work. That means he can do this work. He is able to do this work. He is not unable to do this work means that he is capable of doing this work. So what happens is when 2 negatives come together, the sentence becomes an affirmative. So here it very clearly says that he is capable or he is able to do the work. Now let's go on to the exercise. Write the following negative sentences in another way. The first one has been done for you. She has not done either her essay or sums. She has neither done her essay nor sums. She didn't do her essay nor did she do her sums. Second one, her mother cannot read and write. Her mother can neither read nor write. Third one, he did not do anything that was wrong. He didn't do anything that was wrong. Fourth one, he cannot play either hockey or football. He can neither play hockey or football. Fifth one, we cannot stay here any longer. We can't stay here any longer. Sixth one, we cannot give you any more money. We can't give you any more money. Seventh one, she has not been either to Chennai or Cochin. She has neither been to Chennai or, Cochin. Correct? She has neither been to Chennai or Cochin. Eighth one, I have never seen or heard of the book. I have neither seen or heard of the book. Now here, writing practice, it is for those of you who can write. You are required to write the summary of this story, The Little Match Girl, in your own words. If you can write, go ahead, do it. Values for life. Would you call the little match girl a beggar? Who is a beggar? No, the little girl was not a beggar. She was selling matchboxes to earn a living, to get money for her bread and butter. She was not a beggar. What is the difference between begging and earning a living by doing some form of work? Begging is asking for charity. Like you go and ask people for help. But earning a living by doing something is you are working and earning the money. You're not getting the money out of charity, whether you're selling chocolates on the roadside or fruits on the roadside, or even working as a tailor, as a carpenter. You are doing work and getting paid for it. So that is, you're earning your livelihood. Whereas begging is, you're living on the charity or the alms given by the people to you. So there's a great difference between begging and earning money by doing some sort of work. With this, we come to the end of the lesson. For your homework, please remember to do A and B in the notebook and send to the school WhatsApp number. And the other homework will be, I would like all of you to lay your hands on the story The Ugly Duckling or The Little Mermaid. By hook or by crook, please remember to get it somehow, read it, because it is going to be of very great use to you. Thank you.